There are many local groups and organisations helping to prevent crime and support those affected by crime. One of the largest in the UK is Crimestoppers. It was founded in 1988 and now has 12 UK regions and 44 volunteer committees. It runs both regional and national campaigns with a huge degree of success. And joining me now is the chair of our local Humberside Crimestoppers, Frank Duffield OBE, and Humberside Crimestoppers volunteer, Les Bonner. Gentlemen, thank you very much for seeing us today and coming into the studio. For those who are perhaps unaware of Crimestoppers or unfamiliar with them, Frank, what do they do?
Well, Crimestoppers, as you rightly say, is 27 years old this year, and its history has been all about providing an option to members of the public for giving information in a totally anonymous way. We know through research that people are reluctant to talk to the police for fear of reprisals and retribution. So Crimestoppers was formed by Lord Ashcroft all them years ago following a visit he made to the United States. So we are where we are today. We've certainly got a structure in place across the whole of the United Kingdom where there are a variety of boards looking after a defined area. Our area is the Humber boundary, North Bank and South Bank, and we try to identify campaigns that would raise the profile of a particular issue to give people that opportunity to make a call to Crimestoppers.
When you mention crime in the Crimestoppers, is it a natural assumption for people to think, well, they're part of the police service? Is that a right assumption to make?
Well, it maybe is a natural assumption, but in fact that's not the case. Crimestoppers is a completely independent charity, but it would be wrong to assume that we don't have dialogue with the police. For example, the intelligence that comes through from the call centre. So the information goes into the police force, the relevant police force, and is dealt with accordingly. There will be a relationship with a particular member of staff of the police force where people like me and others would tie into in order to gather the information and actually come up with a campaign that may make a difference in a certain area. And that's basically what we do. We're about awareness, raising the profile of Crimestoppers and giving people an option. That's what we're all about.
I know that nationally Crimestoppers is very successful. How successful is it in this part of the world?
Well, prior to 2011, we were structured around regions. It changed in 2011 to be structured around police force boundaries. We're now looking after the Humber boundary, and I think it's far more beneficial to us. So it works now, and by way of a statistical piece of evidence, when we started in 2011, we were getting about 50 calls to Crimestoppers for the Humber area every month. We're now close to 150. Now that tells me that we're doing something right and raising the profile of Crimestoppers in the right way.
And what about volunteers? Does Crimestoppers need volunteers?
We're looking now for volunteers that specifically focus on a particular area and help us to manage those particular areas. We've got the north of Lincolnshire area, we've got the northeast Lincolnshire area, we've got the Hull area, and of course we've got the East Riding of Yorkshire. That's our patch. We need a small number of volunteers for each of those 4 areas.
Well, as you are one of those small number of volunteers, how long have you been part of Crimestoppers?
For about a year now.
And what made you want to get involved?
I've taken part in different community organisations for a long time. One of the things that affects our community, many of our communities the most, is crime and the fear of crime, and I think it's important that we make people aware of all the things they can do to help.
So what does your volunteering entail?
A large part of it is just raising the awareness of Crimestoppers and encouraging people to report crimes on the anonymous crime line, which is 0800 555 111.
Yeah, Frank, it's not just volunteers, is it? It's the public that Crimestoppers rely on as well. How else can they help, or how can they help Crimestoppers?
Well, really, I mean, one of the other sides that sometimes is a misconception is the fact that we're connected to Crime Watch and different other TV crime-related programmes. We are connected, but in a very small way. And the important thing is that people realise that when they are aware of some form of crime and they don't want to call the police, just pick up the phone, 0800 555 111, and give that information totally anonymously to somebody else. It will then get to the respective police force, they will act on it accordingly, and really, that little bit of information could be just what they're looking for.
Just finally, I want to focus on the anonymity issue. It's one thing saying, yes, everybody's going to be anonymous. It's another thing for somebody who really wants to find out who's made that call to find out. Can you sit here and guarantee that there is no way anybody can find out who's made a call to Crimestoppers?
Yes, I can, purely on the basis of our history. Never in 27 years have we breached that purpose. And if we do, we're out of business. That is our raison d'etre, anonymity. And the people who make the calls and use Crimestoppers, they really do know that anonymity works.
Okay. It's a pleasure to see you both. Thank you, gentlemen, very much indeed.
Thank you.